Welcome to HonestFitTraining.com. Today, this question is, and this is kind of more than a question, it's actually a theory of mine, but I'm going to leave this video open for questions, comments, blogs. I'd like to know your opinion. Creatine, are the results permanent? And a lot of people will say results aren't permanent. All it does, it helps to bring water into your body, and then after that, your body gets rid of that water, and when you stop taking it, the puffiness goes back down, the bloat goes back down, your power goes back down. True, but here's my theory. They say with anabolic steroids, studies show that somebody who has taken anabolic steroids for a certain period of time, like let's say bodybuilders, competitive bodybuilders, most of them are taking steroids except for the natural leagues, and even some of them are taking steroids. But they say that somebody who has tampered with steroids in the past, that if they get off of them and then they go back into a weight training program, it's easier for them to get their gains back versus someone who's never meddled around with steroids in the beginning. Now, there's also another theory, and the reason why I believe that is because when you're used to hitting a certain amount of weight when you're on steroids, and then you hop off of these steroids, that mental mind block, that psychological mind block of hitting heavier weight, you're kind of breaking down that wall when you go natural again. And so that's why I believe that it's easier to get back to lifting a certain amount of weight, however many repetitions, and reaching a certain level of performance after you hop off of steroids. And because I believe that muscle memory has a great bit of deal, plays a big role in that. Now, let's bring that over to creatine monohydrate, for instance. Most would say that, yeah, well, it only helps with explosive exercises and all this stuff. But what a lot of people are forgetting is that, sure, that's true. It's going to help with sprints. It's going to help explode the weight off of you when you're lifting weights. But what a lot of people are forgetting is that you're going through the eccentric movement. And I'm talking like, let's say, for instance, if you do a bench press or a squat, the coming down with the weight, that's the eccentric movement, okay? That's where the micro tears are happening. This is where you're breaking most of the muscle down. So if you're able to explode a certain amount of weight off your chest, or a squat a certain amount of weight, coming down, it's kind of by default, you're going to come down if you're doing repetitions of a certain amount of weight, which in return, you're going to go through the eccentric movements and start having those micro tears going on. So in essence, if you're on creatine and you take it, let's say for 2 or 3 months, and you're putting yourself through all these eccentric movements with the micro tears, and then you hop off of the creatine, sure, you're going to lose some strength because obviously you don't have it in your system. But in my theory and what I feel, and I'm going to leave this open for discussion, is that because now your body has gone through it's broken down this mental mind block, or this barrier. Let's say, for instance, if you were only able to lift 240 on the bench press at the 1 month, and then when you started creatine, you obviously, all of a sudden you put 20 pounds on your bench press, then psychologically, I feel that you're going to get past that mind block, and now you're establishing that muscle memory, whereas before that, you didn't know what 260 felt like until you started hopping on the creatine. Now you know what it feels like, and it's like, okay, whatever, I know I can get there. It's just a matter of doing the repetitions and knowing how fast I have to explode off of my chest in order to do it. So this is my theory. I feel that creatine monohydrate helps to establish muscle memory. Likewise, with the theory with somebody who's taken anabolic steroids, if they decide to try to, get big again and put on some muscle, yeah, sure, they're probably not going to get as freaky huge as they were when they were on steroids, but I think they're going to establish muscle memory while they're on it, and that they're going to be able to get some of those gains back, as opposed to if they were trying to do it without having ever experienced any of these supplements or whatnot, or creatine or whatever it might be that might assist heavier weight training and more muscle growth. So I'm going to leave this open for discussion. Leave a blog if you're interested in these kind of videos, subscribe to this channel, sign up for my newsletter when you get a chance, and like this video. Thank you.